The first time I came here, it changed my life. When Darby Walker, when she speaks, I liked what she told us.
I have been attending the Women's Journey Conference for 7 years now.
When I first came here, I was really shy, and now I'm very talkative.
After, I think my first Women's Journey Conference and experiencing that, I started talking to every single person. I had the confidence to talk to anyone, and which is really important for the business I'm in, but just for life in general. I think that's one of my biggest takeaways from the Women's Journey Conference is just really embracing talking to people and supporting women. It's really self-gratifying to give back. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you're a part of something bigger than yourself. There's places in the world where girls can't get an education, where girls are looked upon as a lower class. And at first I was really, really saddened by it, but that sadness turned more into this motivation to bring awareness and to make a change.
I would like to help raise money to help the girls in Africa and stuff like that to go to school.
Coming back here, it really grounds you to remember, hey, you need to be you. You is unlike anyone else in the world. We don't need another person they already have. So it's just this nice home base to come back to be refreshed and to be regrounded and to be told, look, you know your path, you know your purpose, you know your worth. I have a little sister. I've had the conversations where she's cried because she doesn't look a certain way. I feel that same pressure. I felt that my whole life. So to be here, to be reminded that everything is okay and that, look, this is who you are. This is just a shell. This is just a shell. This isn't you. What's inside is you. That's so important. And I wish it was something that every girl got to hear and got to be a part of.
My advice to a girl who thinks she's not good enough, I would say, go to the Women's Journey Conference. They will boost up your confidence, and no matter what, you are beautiful on the inside and outside. Your confidence, you just gotta set it up higher. You are amazing. You can do all these things that no one else can do. You are one of a kind.
The advice I'd give to a girl who doesn't feel like she fits in is good for you. Embrace that. I was never the person to fit in, ever. And the moment I accepted myself for who I was and said, you know what? This is me, take it or leave it. I'm gonna be the biggest, best version of me I can be, was the moment I was finally happy with myself. This is something that has changed me as a person and is continuing to change hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of girls each year. It's getting bigger and it's growing, and we're spreading this light within the future women that are going to run our country.
What a voice. Welcome to MomTalk, everyone. I'm Nelly Zahiri. It's a pleasure to have with me Leanne DeSantos, who's the founder of Women's Journey Foundation and Conference. And so as we were watching, these girls, these young ladies, these leading young ladies are awakened or enlightened to the inner beauty, their inner powers, their inner abilities, and their inner grit. Their ability to stay focused, to join hands, and to connect, and to bring what they have, the beautiful gem within them, to this place to share, and to have more awareness and consciousness of their inner gem. Leanne, it's a pleasure, it's an honor to have you on MomTalk.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here, really. Thank you.
Tell us about this journey. How did this come about for you and for Patty? And give us a little sort of background on your work.
Okay, great. I'd love to do that. I'm actually not the founder. Patty Terrell is, and she is amazing. And I'm the vice president on the board, and I joined about 4 years ago. But Patty started the foundation in 2002, And it really just started, I always joke with her because she says it just started around her kitchen table with a couple of her friends talking about, wouldn't it be great to have a women's conference and to, or gathering and bring people together for, inspiration and speakers. It's just a really great event. So she started that, and I always tease her that I think a couple of glasses of wine might have been involved, but so they started just as a really small conference. Of just maybe 20, 30 women, and it grew each year. And about 3 years in, she decided, wouldn't it be great to offer a girls' conference? Because no one was really doing that. There were other women's events, but nobody was really tapping into the girls aged 8 to 18, because that's when it really starts. That's that foundation of self-esteem and confidence. And so that's how that was birthed, that she decided to bring 2 conferences under one roof and have the girls' conference as well, which is funded by donations, so they do not pay. It's completely free to them. And she wanted to kind of target the at-risk community. So she reached out to foster homes, foster care system, CASA, Boys and Girls Clubs, different organizations that she could go to and offer this. And so that's been growing and growing each year. And it's been morphing and evolving. And about 3 years ago, we got our 501c3, I always forget how to say that, nonprofit status. So now we're taking it, so I got involved a little bit before that. So now we're taking it just to a bigger level, to have bigger events throughout the year, more outreach. Right now we're doing outreach to our local Boys and Girls Clubs in Orange County, and some of the school systems want us to bring our programs in as well. So that part is just really, really exciting, and how that part's growing. And the women's side as well, we have events for women because it's for moms, it's for professional women, it's for just be able to take that moment to just feed your own soul. We give so much to everyone, right? So to be able to just come to an event and be a part of that community has been really enriching for the women as well. So we see both really enjoying the experience.
Wonderful. And I love it when I met Patty for the first time at Dr. Shefali's book signing event last year, I remember that I was really moved by her passion in trying to help families integrate and sort of be inspired and to cultivate character. I know character is something that she really values, and in putting these conferences together, I know you all really pay attention to in what ways, whether it's through activities or just bringing the communities together or integrating the multi-generational, multi-systemic layers of our society, that you focus on that integration. And I love that. I think that's such a strong building block of peace learning, because with that, we have those face-to-face, eye-to-eye, belly-to-belly connections where we are listening to each other's stories, and whether inspiring or helping or just learning and cultivating character, curiosity, and perseverance.
Right, the courage and the confidence to really be able to, and again, it's multi-generational. We all need this. We all need the bump. It's not like, I don't think we ever really figure it out, because we're always growing and changing, right? So it's how do we, again, nourish ourselves as women, as the moms, as the role models for the young girls, that are coming up and have dreams and aspirations, and maybe they're not quite sure, and the world's changed with, since I grew up with social media and just so much more of this like immediate gratification. And how do you really deal with all that information coming at us and be able to still cultivate, the character, and have that inner confidence to say no when you need to say no, to to walk away from a situation that may not be healthy or good for you, and be able to move forward in a very confident way. And I think that that's a missing element in the school systems, because they're so busy just trying to get the basics in. It's hard to have that extra time to really be able to do that for the girls and the boys, really.
Right.
I mean, both need it. So
absolutely. It's a great opportunity for mothers and daughters to bond. And I know I love that. I love those opportunities, and really honoring them. And so at this year's conference, I see that you have several speakers, and I know that always there are opportunities for integrating arts and music and bringing sort of creativity, and different aspects of character are well integrated into the one-day experience. Tell us about that. Who are the speakers this year, and what do you hope to achieve at the end? What are the objectives of the conference?
Yeah, so again, it's 2 conferences under one roof. So we're at the Long Beach Convention Center, September 30th, so it's a couple weeks away. And on the girls' side of the conference, we're almost filled up there. So we have almost 400 girls signed up. So we're really excited.
Wow.
And it's the theme is Discover Your Inner Superhero.
Awesome.
So we're going to be doing a lot of interactive events where they can really, what is their superpower? Because we all have a superpower, right? And sometimes we just don't really know how to articulate that or know what that is. So we're going to be doing lots of fun things for the girls under that umbrella theme. And for the women, we're doing what's called a pop-up themed conference. So which means it's just more visual, more fun. We have music and we have art. There's going to be artists on stage painting a picture during the conference. We're going to have speakers, but it's just not the typical multi-speaker event. It's going to be integrated with a lot of different things to make it more exciting, more integrative, more just more personal. So we have
and multi-sensory.
Multi-sensory.
I love
exactly.
that. I love
exactly. So it's really just going to be I call it a feast for the senses.
Yes.
Because it's different than most conferences, and so we have 3 big key speakers, and I'm going to be doing a couple workshops and a couple of, like I said, the entertainment we have, and so we have Dr. Jean Houston coming, who is just amazing.
Amazing.
She has actually counseled multiple presidents and first ladies. She's part of the UN. She's done so much I can't even remember half of it.
She's one of my heroes. Absolutely.
Yeah, been on
leading
Oprah
leader.
multiple times. Super Soul Sunday, amazing. She wrote a book called The Wizard of Us, using the Wizard of Oz as a metaphor, which is fabulous and big in the human potential movement. So she is great. We have Dr. Joan Borsenko coming, again, author. She is a Harvard Medical School trained cell biologist, and so her work is extensive in that mind-body connection, which is huge. And her talk is going to be the art and science of resilience. And as we know, character is all about that, perseverance and resilience of how do we keep moving forward when things get tough, right? And we have Jen Baricker coming, who Jen's story is beyond amazing. She was born without legs, and she was left in a Romanian orphanage because her parents couldn't care for her, and she was adopted by a family in Indiana who basically told her there is no can't in your vocabulary, which I love that, and she did everything. She played basketball, she played volleyball, she became a state champion tumbler, and now she's an aerial artist. And she, her story is just beyond amazing. She wrote a book called Everything is Possible. And a real quick addition to the story that's already miraculous, one of her biggest role models was Dominique Moceanu from the Olympics, because she was big into the gymnastics. And she found out later that Dominique is actually her biological sister. So it is really, I know, it's just an amazing story. And that's what this conference is about. It's really storytelling, women sharing their stories, because even though our story might be different, we're all in the same human experience. We all have experienced the same, wins and joys and happiness, as well as the challenges and struggles. And so it's when we come together and share that and start thinking about how we want to even express our story, because the story is expressed through art, through music, through the written word, through speaking. So that's why we're bringing all of this together to just put on a different type of event, an event that's going to be reflective for people. And I'm also doing a workshop called the Kaleidoscope Experience, which is all about changing your perspective and maybe what part of your story do you need to release that isn't working for
right
you.
There.
Yeah, perspective
there we
is
go.
part of character's traits. So it really goes well with Character Day being tomorrow. I love that. And so that's where we're at, and it's
fantastic.
It's going to be a great, great day.
Awesome. So come and join. I will be there. I'm bringing my girls, and it would be a wonderful journey and experience.
Right.
I know that whenever we are able to come together as us, as human beings, and especially I think in this at your conference, I think it's an opportunity to have that connection, which is more of feminine and female bonding, and it is very special. It's very holy. I find it very spiritually rich and enriching, and we're able to share this across generations, and we're able to empower each other with our voice, with our storytelling, and to know that every single one of us there is valuable, is important, and that we learn, really. I think the curiosity, the love of learning is cultivated when we're in each other's presence and listening and being good listeners to hear and witness the journey of womanhood, of just life. And my focus has always been on cultivating peace learning, and so I find your conference a very enriched place, space for peace learning, because I think getting to 50-50, cultivating character, conscious parenting, and the women's voice and power and women's journey, it's all really the same thing, isn't it? Just connecting through courage and hope and dreams and building a better future.
Right, absolutely. And I love what you said about the energy of coming together is so different than sitting at home and watching a YouTube video of a speaker, because we know that we can get the information, on the World Wide Web, right? It's out there, but it's different when you just give that day to yourself. Block out your calendar, and just be able to be in a live experience like that. Because I think sometimes people's resistance to going to things like this is that it's like, well, the time and the money and the everything, but it's totally affordable. It's $79 for the whole day. And again, the girls go free, and if we actually have a special mom ticket, that if you're a mom buying a ticket, it's $50 and you bring your daughter for free. Wow. So we're really trying to make it a no-brainer, easy, and just be able to make it an easy yes for women and for moms especially, and just create a really magical day. So
wonderful. So I'm going to take this opportunity to translate a bit of your wonderful work in Women's Journey Conference. دوستان در برنامه MomTalk هستیم و در این قسمت برنامه با خانم لیان دیسانتو هستیم و ایشون در به اصطلاح کادر مدیریت این انجمن یا کنفرانس فعالیت میکنن. ایشون بک‌گراندشون لایف کوچ هستن و با خانواده های بسیاری کار کردن و اونها رو کمک کردن که در نقاط مختلف به اصطلاح کارشون، شخصیتشون، شاید انگیزه یا برانگیختن انگیزه در خانواده، اونها رو رهبری و راهنمایی کردن. و با خانم پری ترل که ایشون فاوندر و به اصطلاح این سازمان رو به وجود آوردن، تشکیل دهنده این سازمان هستن. ایشون هر سال این کنفرانس رو برای مادران، زنان و دخترانشون ارگنایز میکنن در شهر لانگ بیچ. بنابراین اگر در جنوب کالیفرنیا هستین و علاقمند هستین به این کنفرانس، از صبح تا عصر هستش و قیمتش بسیار بسیار affordable هستش، بسیار خوب هستش. $50 برای مادرانی که با دختراشون میان و دختران میتونن کنفرانس رو به صورت رایگان اتند بکنن، شرکت بکنن. من خودم اونجا خواهم بود و از سخنرانانی که در این کنفرانس هستن دکتر جین هیوستن که ایشون از کسان بسیار مهم در به اصطلاح ساختار انگیزه یا به وجود آوردن انگیزه یا شناخت انگیزه در انسان و به اصطلاح اون کانشسنس هستن. ایشون در برنامه‌های اوپرا و حتی سازمان ملل و بسیاری از مدیریت‌های بسیار مهم همیشه یکی از کانسالتنت ها هستن و شرکت میکنن و فعالیت میکنن و بک‌گراندشون هم روانشناسی هستش و ایشون خیلی به اصطلاح علاقمند هستن که به هر انسانی، به هر زنی، به هر دختری یک قدرتی یا یک پتانسیل بزرگی که درون خود اون فرد نهفته اون رو براشون آشکار بکنن و بیرون بیارن. بنابراین وقتی که صحبت میکنن توجهشون روی برانگیختن انگیزه و یا باز کردن اون پتانسیال های بسیار قوی در هر فرد و انسان هستش. و بعد سخنرانان متعددی هستن که اگر شما به وبسایت ایشون برین womensjourneyconference.org وبسایت آدرس تارنما در این برنامه هستش، تشریف ببرین بیشتر مطالعه بکنین از اینکه سخنرانان کی هستن و قصهشون چی هستش و چگونه میتونین شرکت بکنین. من که خودم میدونم که وقتی که در این کنفرانس ها شرکت میکنیم حتما هم لزوما نباید کنفرانس های به اصطلاح اون کنفرانس هایی که معمولا شرکت میکنیم باشه. من خودم اتفاقا دوست دارم کنفرانس های جدید برم و شرکت بکنم، به خاطر اینکه اینجوری شما میتونین اکسپند بکنین و کانکشناتون و اون تجربیات نوعی که دارین رو باز بکنین و بیشتر و بیشتر هوشیاری و اندیشمندی و کانشسنس، به قول معروف آگاهی، در ذهنتون، در حضور ذهنتون و شخصیتتون این رو پرورش بدین. همونطوری که شما عزیزان اطلاع دارین، فردا روز 13 سپتامبر هستش و یا 3 مهر و این روز کاراکتر دی هستش که ما الان مدت‌ها هستش در رابطه با این کاراکتر دی داریم صحبت می‌کنیم. اینکه شما رو دعوت کردیم به وبسایتشون برین characterday.org، تشریف ببرین اونجا. بسیاری از این مطالب به صورت رایگان در اختیارتون هستش. میتونین شرکت بکنین با فقط رجیستر کردنتون و بعد فردا صدها و صدها هزار انسان‌ها در تمام دنیا، از ایران، از هند، از ژاپن، از چین، از استرالیا، از کانادا، از اروپا، انگلیس و آلمان و فرانسه و سوئیس و غیره عزیزانی هستند که فردا همگی با هم قرار روی یک چیز توجهمون رو و تمرکز حواسمون رو بذاریم و اون هم ساختار و پرورش یک کاراکتر مثبت و کاراکتری که میتونه برای جامعه، برای زندگیمون، برای اجتماع کارهای خوب بکنه و روی اون جنبه‌های مثبت کاراکتر میخوایم فقط توجه بکنیم. بنابراین فردا قضاوت هامون رو داریم میذاریم کنار، میذاریم کنار، جاجمنت و اینی که کی چه جوری هستش اون رو هیچ کاری باش نداریم. فقط میخوایم بچسبیم به این که کی قوتش یا قدرتش در چه جایی از کاراکتر که اینا همه مثبت هستش. اگر مطالعه بکنین برای مثال bravery که هستش شهامت و شجاعت، creativity خلاقیت، love عشق، kindness محبت و مهربانی، fairness عادلانه تصمیم گرفتن و غیره. بنابراین اینا همه جنبه‌های مثبت کاراکتر هستش که همین جنبه‌های مثبت کاراکتر هم در همین Women's Journey Conference شما اونجا عملاً پرکتیس خواهیم کرد. یعنی وقتی که در گروهی بچه‌ها دخترها جمع شدن و بهشون یک کارهای مشخصی میدن، در اون کارهایی که انجام میدن و این به اصطلاح اینتراکشن اکسپریانس و تجربه‌ای که دارن، این ابعاد کاراکتر که همه مثبت هستش براشون نهادینه میشه، براشون آشکار میشه، براشون پرورش پیدا میکنه و اینجوری هستش که ما حالا میتونیم یک همچین دیالوگ و یه همچین صحبتی رو که فردا به صورت بین‌المللی در کنار هم داریم حالا بیاریم و حضوراً در یک گرد همایی در عمل پرورش بدیم. خب بنابراین شما اگر در ایران هستین یا در خاورمیانه هستین، زنی هستین که میخواین فعالیت بکنین در این چارچوب، به نظر من مدلش اینجا هست. شما این مدل رو ور میدارین اونجا به اصطلاح کپیش میکنین. خب یه کنفرانس میذارین برای مادرها و دخترها، به خصوص دخترایی که در ریسک هستن، دخترای کوچیک زیر 13 شاید 14 ساله و اینجوری با این استفاده از این متدها ها و این گونه کارهای عملی و تجربی در این کنفرانس ها این مسائلی که میتونن بسیار بسیار تا سالها جامعه ما رو کمک بکنه در پرورش صلح و یا نهادینه کردن صلح در خانواده، اینا رو شما میتونین به خوبی انجام بدین و روی کاراکتر تمرکز داشته باشین، روی اکویتی، اکوانیمیتی، برابری و تساوی حقوق مردان و زنان تمرکز بکنین و توجهتون رو بذارین و این هممون با هم روی مسیر مثبت میخوایم کارهای خوب بکنیم. So it's all good, right? It's all good. I was just inviting our audience, perhaps women from the Middle East or women who are watching and are encouraged or inspired by this. I said, you can copy this. You know, you have a model here. Just create your own women's conference.
We would love to
start
help
to
with that
connect,
anyway, yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Connect with Leanne, with Patty, and just all it takes is an initiative and execution. You know, so you have an idea. There's the creativity. Then you initiate. You bring it up and you say, hey, Leanne, Patty, I'm really interested to start this conference in Dubai or in Bahrain or in Iran or India, wherever you are. And then from there, you get the platform. They have years of experience, right? They have expertise, years of experience. They can mentor you. So here you have a valuable mentorship and you can replicate this. You can bring this into your community. So it's good for you, it's good for your families, and you're cultivating peace and you're cultivating character. It's a win-win for all. And right now, I think we're at the prime time of free knowledge and connections and mentorship. Everyone's so open, everyone's so generous, everyone's so willing to take that step and to be a mentor. So, right?
Yeah.
We're lucky. I think we're lucky that we're living in this era and we can connect. And I think the definition or the meaning of success has shifted. And now we're all laser focused on humanity, right? Yeah. We're really focused on humanity, bringing more kindness, bringing more love, bringing more connection, and cultivating character.
I think it is really collaboration over that competition, you know, and bringing. We're so much better when we're working together, you know, and it's just coming to that, you know, place within ourselves because we teach what we need to learn. So the more. That's what's great about being a mentor or a teacher or a coach or a consultant or whatever your role is that every time I coach somebody, I learn just as much, right? Because in that conversation, in that collaboration, you just grow. You grow together. So it's a win-win. You know,
exactly.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I love telling my family, so when I start peace learning parenting or consultation with some of my families, they always say, so you got this, right? You're good at this. And I say, no, on the contrary. The reason why I'm doing this is because I struggle so much that I need to be aware and conscious and just reminded. Right. It's like you're a mirror, you know, working with you has this very powerful mirroring effect that I can see myself and see you and help you and grow together. Right. So it's that belly to belly enriched experience. And oh my gosh, I am so bad at peace learning, guys. I am so bad. But it is through the teaching and the coaching
practice,
and
right?
the
It's practice. It's you're not just sometimes going to be courageous, right? You need to practice courage. You need to practice those baby steps that, okay, today I'm going to make that scary phone call. Today I'm going to, you know, it's just whatever it is to start practice. Then you build courage. Then you become more courageous. You build resilience by pushing through. You know, perseverance. You know, all of it. It's not like necessarily we're just born with it. You know, because sometimes I think people, when they see successful people or people in those roles, they think, oh, it's, you know, that's them. It can never be me. But it can be. They just got up earlier. They just, you know what, step by step, you know, did the practice, did the work, and they just cultivate it every day. Like a garden, you have to cultivate it every day.
Exactly.
So,
there's no such thing as luck. I believe it's all hard work. Yes. The harder you work, the luckier you get, right?
Exactly.
So keep connecting, keep building your friendships and relationships. What I love about MomTalk, what I really love about MomTalk the most is having friendships and relationships. And when I get those calls and I get sort of feedback and I get encouragement and I get just the connection and the collaboration has been really my favorite part of MomTalk. Connecting others, building connected communities, and all of you guys. I know that we've now been able to connect and then see each other in person via social media, and it's been such a blessing, and I'm so grateful. So thank you for being here. This is like, wow, we manifested this.
Exactly.
And it's happening, you guys. You gotta be there. And look at this beautiful, cute flyer. So we have a clip, and Patty, the founder, so Patty Terrell is explaining the conference in her words. So if we can show that clip, and then we'll return and talk more about the Women's Journey Conference. Stay with us.
Hi, my name is Patty Terrell, and I'm the CEO and founder of the Women's Journey Foundation. And I'm inviting all of you to join me and our staff to the 14th Annual Women's Journey Conference at the Long Beach Convention Center on September 30th. On the same day, under the same roof, we're also hosting our free Girls Self-Esteem Conference. The girls' theme this year is Discover Your Inner Superhero. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. There'll be a cape making workshop, a mask making workshop, and there'll be role models that will come in and speak to the girls about maybe pursuing a career in different fields that they may not think that they're capable of going into. But the Women's Conference also is about women sharing their personal stories, their stories of challenge, of triumph, of joy, of success. And we have two speakers in particular. They're going to share their stories of challenge and triumph. One is Jen Bricker, who was born without legs. She was abandoned in a Romanian orphanage. She was adopted by two wonderful parents who told her the word can't would not be in her vocabulary. Jen aspired to be a gymnast, and her parents encouraged her to do that. She became a tumbling champion. She even played basketball. Now, this girl is an aerialist now, but I think it was 16 years of age, she decided she wanted to find out who her real parents were. Now, she always had an idol, Dominique Marchiano, who was an Olympic gymnast. In her search for her parents, she discovered that Dominique is her sister. Now, she's going to share that story with us at the conference. And then we have another gal, her name is Suzette Shaw. She's a poet from Los Angeles. She lived on Skid Row. She was homeless. Now, she made her way out of Skid Row, but she also now works with families and other individuals and helps them get off Skid Row. She's an amazing human being, and she will share her personal story and her poetry with us. There's the world-class speakers like Joan Borsenko and Jean Houston, and then we have music and dancing and more poetry. It's going to be what my friend Leanne DeSanto says, a feast for the senses. We hope you will join us. Get your tickets at womensjourneyfoundation.org. We hope to see you there. Thanks.
All right, a feast for senses. I love that.
It's fun, right?
Yeah.
You need to shake it up and, kind of really be able to experience things on a deeper level, where everything's like, wow, this is great.
And learning.
Get the chills, right?
Yeah, I do. And learning has shifted so much to more experiential, more, creating these environments that are multisensory and exciting. So learning is fun, it's entertaining. And I think kids really get that. And they're driving this force of changing even within the educational system, how to cultivate character in enriched environments so that, they're enthusiastic and curious and they learn with a lot of love, passion, and they find their grit. And I love that. I love that you are also taking a step in that way, and I love that certain, progressive schools or certain schools that are leading in this process are taking initiative, and it's great. It's
such a difference when you can, because school is so cerebral, right? It's on the head level, but if you can really click into the heart level, and the soul level, and really be inspired in a different way than just the typical learning, it just makes, I think it ingrains it in you more, and it doesn't feel like learning. It just feels like cool stuff, you know.
Exploring character.
Exploring character, exploring, yeah, just your own wisdom and knowledge, and it can be fun, you know. And sometimes my daughter's like, I hate school, you know, because she had so much fun this summer and didn't really want to go back. And she's 13, going in 8th grade, so yeah. So, and I know that, you know, she kind of likes it, but it's that, you know, that initial, like the homework and all that stuff, you know, but I try to make it a little more fun for her, but it is still part of what we have to do, but that's okay, right? It's part of that kind of learning we need to do, but also offering opportunities for other types of learning, you know.
Can we shift gears just a little bit into your conscious parenting experience and being a mom?
Sure.
Whenever I hear, yes, I'm a mom, I'm always like, beep,
yeah, right. It's like, oh boy.
Let's mom talk.
Let's mom talk. Okay. Yeah, you know, I started late in life. I had her a couple months shy of 40 years old, and you know, for a long time I was like, kids, scary. I don't know about this, you know, and then decided, well, maybe I should do this, and happened easy and fast for me, and I was very blessed, and had my daughter, and nothing like it, right? Nothing like the love and all of that, and it's just fabulous. But then, you know, they walk and talk and don't always want to listen, and you're like, oh, okay, it's a whole other side to this, you know. But yeah, you know, I just, it's a day-to-day learning for me too. You know, what triggers me, what can take me, you know, off the deep end a little bit, and how do I reel that back, and how do I acknowledge that? Because I think everything starts with awareness. When you see yourself going down that path of blah, 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 you know, and we know from studies that, you know, screaming and yelling doesn't work, right? Because it just, you know, fear steps in and the brain shuts off and no learning is ever going to happen. But sometimes we find ourselves raising our voices. So for me, I just, again, it's trying to be in that moment when I'm just rushed or frustrated, or and recognizing, okay, that's me. Doesn't have to do with her. And let me pull this back a little bit and enter with love, you know, just enter with love. And it's sometimes easier said than done, but that's how I try to diffuse my own stuff, you know. Like Dr. Shefali says, it's all about our own growth and what triggers us, and that experience that we put on the kids, you know. So
yeah, I'm always fascinated when I take a moment or take a pause to really reflect on where is this opposition or this conflict coming from? What's the source? Right. And I think in those pauses and those moments of self-reflection, or just taking sort of a break and just observing, because sometimes it's dynamic, sometimes it's systemic, sometimes it's environmental, but in those moments I have learned so much, I have grown so much. It's transformational, it is awakening, you know, you feel awakened. And also, I have to say, in vulnerable times, when I have just, you know, been made like an awful choice, and then I immediately go back and repair and say, listen, like that was just, it was reactive, I was not conscious, I was not aware, and this is why, and kind of lay it out and repair and hug it out and connect. And through those moments of vulnerability, I feel like the empathy and the growth has been just phenomenal, like beyond my expectations.
Yeah, and it's such a teaching moment for them to see you do that and model that, because they're going to have frustrations in their life, and they're going to lash out at people, and they're going to sometimes say things they don't mean, and it's just human nature. But to see that modeled and be like, okay, it's okay to make a mistake. You know, you just apologize and admit it and be vulnerable around it and go, gosh, that was a total blunder, right? And because you can't fight with someone who doesn't want to fight with you, right? You can't, you know, we're pretty forgiving, right? We are pretty forgiving. So when someone says, gosh, I'm sorry if that made you feel a certain way, or, you know, as the receiver of that, you're usually, no problem, because you get it, you've done it too, you know. So I think it's such a great modeling when you can do that and go back and just, Yeah, and have clear boundaries.
Yes.
I'm working on that. That's
Yes.
That's a tough one. Again, you can't scream at your kids to tell them to stop screaming, right?
Yes.
You can't, and having the consequences and things that sometimes I'm not super great about.
Right.
Kind of working on that, but recognizing it, saying if I say something, okay, I need to be that, be courageous enough to follow through and not be all right, whatever, do what you want, because sometimes that's easier, right?
Exactly. It is easier, but also being more flexible. I think we're living in times when boundaries are not as structured and defined as they used to.
Right.
So there are those zones or those moments when I personally struggle with this, when I see that she's part of a generation where those boundaries are not as clear, and she wants to grow within those boundaries, and she wants to respond and be responsive with those boundaries and those frames. And I'm just from a different generation with different expectations and different beliefs and different. So to what extent do I honor her personal journey, her journey as a young girl growing into womanhood, and to kind of understand where my growth begins and where her growth begins and where my growth stops, and it's a balancing act.
Right. It really is, and I think it's very personal. I think it's no really right or wrong. It's what works for your family, because you'll see one family do it this way, one family, well, they get to do this, or and you have to have it for you. But I love what you said about it. It needs to be fluid and flexible, and look at the bigger picture, because life has changed. Things have changed, and what's the kids are exposed to now has changed. It's just different. It's so to be so rigid and so say strict, but so rigid and not being able to really see their experience. I think that can set up a different kind of resistance, right? Yeah. Resistance, and then they may go off and do 10 times worse stuff, right? Just to rebel, So it's how do you balance all that, for sure?
Yeah. So throughout your motherhood journey, or women's journey, are there some epic moments or experiences that you can share with us when you either experienced growth, as a woman, as I know you work, so it's balancing work, being you're married.
I'm not married now.
You're not married, okay. Yeah. So being a mom, being active in your community and in your foundation, and are there moments that you look back and reflect on when you made those conscious decisions, and you can share with us maybe an experience or a journey that stands out for you?
I'm trying to think what that would be. Well, when I before I had my daughter, I started my coaching in the fitness world, and I was a trainer and a gym owner for 25 years.
Wow!
So yeah,
how cool!
Thank you. Yeah, so I had a personal training studio in Corona Del Mar for 8 years, and got pregnant during that time and had my daughter, and a lot was coming up for me during that, because I was seeing that with clients. I was getting a little burnt out on training, and I was seeing that I wanted to go deeper. The fitness is such a foundation, right? Health and how you feel and your energy is such a foundation, but wanted to go even deeper, more in that mind-body connection, and it was like, okay, my lease was coming up. Do I keep doing this and work 14 hours? And I did have some help. I had a nanny at the time helping, but I decided, for a couple reasons, mostly my daughter, I'm like, I want to step away from this so I can, and also grow myself into coaching and being a different kind of mentor with life coaching, being able to move people even further, in their development, their growth, their wisdom. So it was good timing for me, and to step away from that because of the time commitment, but also be able to, work from home, have a little more flexible schedule, be able to spend more time with Francesca, my daughter. And so for me, I think that was a kind of a pivotal moment and shift. And I want to say she was maybe 3 at the time, something like that, where I just was like, let me reevaluate where I'm at in my, because it was draining my energy then to come home and be the mom, so it's like, where am I leaking the energy, and I need to pull that back so I can be what she needs me to be, and be that for myself as well. So that was a bit of a moment of shifting, you know, but the career, a bit of the, you know, the way of doing things.
Yeah. That's
so
awesome. I love that you had courage, because for some moms it's scary. You know, I think it's scary changing directions or just taking a pause or stepping away.
Right.
It requires bravery, and it requires being honest with yourself and knowing, you know, like what's meaningful to you right now. And that's great that you share that.
Yeah, thank you.
Great. So Character Day is coming up. Tomorrow we're joining on this global level. We're going to connect and share our stories. And in your experience as a personal coach, as a trainer, as Women's Journey Conference organizer, what are some strengths that you have found consistently in women, little girls at these places that stand out for you, that you find meaningful and important to kind of focus and cultivate when we get together in a women's group, for example?
Well, I think the foundation of all of it is that everyone just wants to be seen, heard, and loved, right? So I think when you enter at that level and you really see someone, you really listen, you really, you know, show up wholehearted, it's different than typically what happens outside, right? Typically what happens, you know, just in everyday life, because we're busy, we're rushing, we're, you know, there's always, you know, so many things going on, right? So, so for me, it's really trying to be that, trying to, you know, be aware, see where someone's at, not only as a coach, of course, as part of my business, but, you know, at the conference, and my experience it being at the last few, you know, girls' conferences, I mean, there have been girls that have showed up and told us later that they were contemplating suicide the night before, and they left the conference like, I'm okay, hopeful. I can do this, hopeful, right? So it's a start. I mean, the conference, of course, is one day. It's a start for people to open up and realize, you know, for the girls and for the women that, okay, you know, I'm okay. I'm safe here, because it's about being safe too. To be vulnerable, you need to feel safe, right? So that's also the environment that, you know, I like to provide as a coach, but also, and a mom, but also as being part of the Women's Journey Foundation is to provide that safe place where we can share and we can be vulnerable and we can say, hey, you know what? Sometimes days are hard. You know, it's not always easy, and you can't always be rosy and positive thinking. I mean, that's great, but it's how do we kind of lock that in? You know, how do we lock that in and feel that we can be that and can overcome the things that can kind of keep us down. You know, so
I love that. So step one, show up. اینی که شما در موقعیتی که دارین، در هر کجایی که هستین، فقط حضور داشته باشین، در فکرتون باشه که چگونه میتونین با شرکت کردن در گرد همایی‌های زنان، دختران، به خصوص در این رابطه زنان و دختران در کنار هم، مادران و دختران در کنار هم، معلمین زن با شاگردای زنشون در کنار هم، یا دخترای شاگردایی که باشون کار میکنن. این یک پروسه هستش، یک سفری هستش که سفر مادرانه هستش، سفری هستش که همه ما، تک تک ما، من فکر میکنم قلباً حضور خواهیم داشت، اونجا خواهیم بود و با هم این پروسه رو دنبال خواهیم کرد. 14مین سال این کنفرانس زنان و تنها کنفرانسی که مادران و دختران در کنار هم میآموزن و پرورش صلح تشکیل میگیره. روز خوش.